Today, we are diving into an incredibly emotional roller coaster of a movie. We're breaking down The Farmer's Daughter, which is this totally gripping story of loss, betrayal, and ultimately redemption. We're going to follow this cinematic journey all the way from the high-stakes glitz of the billionaire corporate world straight down to the quiet, dusty roads of a remote farming village. It's a really profound look at how you find yourself when literally everything else has been stripped away. So let's get right into its key moments and the lessons we can pull from it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever been pushed to the absolute edge? You know, that point where the pressure and the noise are just so overwhelmingly heavy that you want to walk out the door and leave absolutely everything behind? It's a deeply relatable thought, isn't it? Just packing a bag, disappearing, and escaping the crushing weight of people's expectations, the public eye, and your own grief. Well, that is exactly where our story kicks off.
There's this one line from the movie's main character that just hits you right in the gut. He says, "I thought I could outrun my pain and learn how to smile again." Man, that really establishes the emotional stakes of the whole narrative right out of the gate. Our guy is absolutely drowning in despair, carrying a burden so heavy that he is just desperately searching for a way to feel human again after an unspeakable tragedy. So, here's the setup. We meet this billionaire real estate developer, Chima Madhu, and his entire world just shatters when his 3-year-old daughter, Angel, tragically drowns in the pool of their luxury estate. The media goes into an absolute frenzy. Netizens are demanding accountability. And right in the middle of this chaotic storm of grief and intense public scrutiny, Chima just vanishes. Poof! He doesn't take his expensive cars, he leaves his phone, his passport. He literally just leaves a note saying, "Don't try to find me," and abandons his massive corporate empire overnight.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core conflict of the whole movie. You've got this stark, visually striking contrast driving the plot. On one side, Chima leaves behind this life of absolute chaos. We're talking a highly toxic marriage filled with resentment, cameras in his face 24/7, and immense wealth that brings him exactly zero peace of mind. And he trades all of those boardrooms and mansions for the grounded reality of a small community where absolutely nobody knows his name, let alone his net worth.
So, where does a billionaire go to disappear? He ends up in Olubo village. It's this quiet, misunderstood, completely off-the-grid kind of sanctuary. The roads are rough, there's barely a blip of cell service, and the locals are out there working hard, farming and making palm kernel oil. But to Chima, who is now pretending to be a humble trader who lost his shop in a fire, this dusty, remote spot is absolute paradise. It's a warm, quiet refuge where a deeply broken man can hide who he really is and just take a breath.
And it's actually in this little sanctuary that Chima forms a genuinely pure connection. He meets Morenica, a local woman, and her father, who is struggling with severe mental illness and trauma from his own past. Now, what makes this connection so incredibly powerful is that Morenica and her father are actual outcasts in their own village. People avoid them, they whisper that the family is cursed. But ironically, they are the ones who provide a completely safe, totally non-judgmental space for Chima's shattered soul to start putting the pieces back together. Which leads to this beautifully emotional confession from Morenica. She tells him, "Since you have come to this village, it's like I'm just happy every day." I mean, it perfectly captures the mutual salvation happening between these two. Chima helps Morenica actually feel seen and valued, pulling her out of the shadow of the village's harsh superstitions. And their affection for each other blooms entirely free from the societal pressures and toxic money that defined Chima's old life.
But you know how it is, you just can't outrun your past forever. This peaceful escape is violently shattered when Chima's estranged wife, who, it turns out, has a dark history of substance abuse and neglect, actually figures out where he's hiding. Suddenly, the whole movie shifts gears into this fast-paced thriller. She gets on national television and launches a vicious, calculated public blackmail campaign, painting herself as the ultimate victim just to deliberately ruin the man she resents. So, the crucial point here is looking at how her wild lies stack up against reality. On air, the wife is fabricating these brutal claims, saying Chima physically abused her, emotionally neglected them, and even wiped their home's CCTV footage to cover his tracks. But the heartbreaking truth? It's the exact opposite. Chima was actually a fiercely devoted dad, doing everything he could to protect his little girl from a toxic mother who was constantly ditching them to go party.
And the sheer greed driving her media circus is just astounding. She tracks him down and demands an 800 million naira settlement, full ownership of their prime real estate in Lekki, and 5 years of spousal support, all just to drop her bogus public statements. She literally threatens to collapse his company,
turn his board of directors against him and permanently destroy his reputation if he doesn't cough up the money. It's pure, ruthless manipulation.
It looks pretty hopeless, right? Just as Chima is totally exhausted and ready to surrender, literally about to sign his empire away just to get some peace, an unexpected witness steps out of the shadows. The wife's own aunt. She absolutely refuses to stand by and watch her niece ruin an innocent man. So the aunt comes forward and reveals the damning truth about what actually happened the day little Angel died and what was really on that missing CCTV footage before someone erased it.
And then the aunt delivers this absolutely crushing reality check to her niece. She says, instead of admitting the truth, you twisted the whole story to destroy your husband. Bam! It turns out the erased footage actually showed the wife screaming at the child, locking her out of the house, and completely ignoring the little girl's cries right up until she tragically fell into the pool. It exposes the wife's fatal negligence and serves as the ultimate undeniable vindication of Chima's innocence.
Talk about a satisfying payoff. Finally, justice is served. With the truth out in the open and rock-solid evidence in his hands, Chima reclaims his power. He gives his wife and her accomplices exactly 12 hours to pack their bags and get out of his house. He officially files for divorce, cutting off the toxic anchors that had been dragging him down for 6 miserable years. He takes total control of his narrative and completely shuts the book on that dark chapter of his life.
But here is where the story pivots from just a survival and revenge plot into something incredibly inspiring. Chima doesn't just run back to his billionaire lifestyle and forget the people who saved him. Driven by pure gratitude, he actually partners with the state government to completely transform Oluba village. He brings in paved access roads, steady electricity, clean water, and builds a brand new medical clinic. He uses his vast resources to beautifully give back to the misunderstood place that gave him his mind back.
So, looking at the big picture, what can we really take away from Chima and Morinika's journey? Well, we see the sheer inevitability of truth. No matter how loud or how coordinated a lie gets broadcast, the truth always eventually surfaces. We also get to see the remarkable healing power of unexpected places. True healing doesn't necessarily happen at some expensive luxury retreat. Sometimes it's making kernel oil in a remote village with someone who just listens to you without an ounce of judgment. And crucially, we learn how vital it is to let go of guilt that simply isn't yours to carry.
Which brings us right to this beautiful, uplifting sentiment shared between our two leads at the very end of the film. You are living proof that no one knows tomorrow. It's such a warm reflection on how wildly unpredictable life is. Morinика goes from being a village outcast to finding profound love and respect, and Chima steps out of this unimaginable, isolating grief to find a second chance at family. It's an incredibly uplifting romantic resolution that proves just how radically things can change when you stay open to second chances.
So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a final introspective question to really chew on. When the noise of your own life becomes way too loud, where is your Olubo village? Where's that safe, judgment-free space you run to when you need to disconnect, heal, and find your true self again? Really think about that. This has been a powerful story to explore with you all. Thank you so much for joining me on The Explainer. Keep learning, keep seeking out those spaces of peace, and I'll catch you on the next Explainer.